Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Jake from today'siphone.com, and here are this week's biggest stories. Or should I say biggest story. This week Apple finally ended the speculation about when the iPad 3 event was going to be, March 7th, and then raised a whole bunch of new speculation about what the device is going to be like. Obviously we have a ton of stories and rumors and opinions on what the iPad 3 is going to offer. A couple highlights include Cam's list of the most likely features that are going to be on the iPad 3. So I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times already, but we have a 9.7 inch 2048 by 1536 resolution display, which I guess could maybe be considered a Retina display. We have an improved camera, we have a slightly thicker body to make up for a bigger battery, which is going to power the higher resolution display, and we have the faster processor, which could either be the A6 or the A5X, depending on what Apple wants to do with the naming of the different generations of processors and stuff, but it'll be faster. And there are also some other features like 4G LTE that he's left out of the list just because it's rumored about a lot, but there isn't really anything hinting that Apple actually implemented it into the iPad besides the fact that people want it. So I'd say that if the iPad does have 4G, that would be more of a surprise feature. The other ones I listed are it'd be a surprise if they weren't in the iPad. Now one thing to note is that even though a higher resolution display would be super awesome, there are reports that claim that the production of the display is leading to slower production of the iPad 3, which could in turn lead to some shortages on launch day. Samsung, LG, and Sharp are all supposed to be enlisted in creating these displays, but even still, if the information that CNET got is correct, then we could be dealing with some of these similar issues that we had with the iPad 2 launch, namely that it was almost impossible to get your hands on one unless you were very, very lucky. Personally, I waited in about 2 or 3 hour-long lines trying to get the freaking iPad 2. It took a month and a half, basically, so I was hoping that we would avoid these types of issues with the next launch. I mean, you think that maybe Apple would sort of figure out that they have to build up their stock a little bit more before they release a product. There's really no way of knowing if this story is true until the iPad launches, but fingers crossed that it's not. Now, I'm just wondering what you guys think is going to be in the new iPad and how you feel about that. Of course, the features I listed, I said before, I expect those to be in the iPad. I'm hoping for like a surprise, one more thing type deal where there's a feature that people didn't really expect that, you know, really sets the device apart from other ones. But as it stands now, the specs that we have, the iPad 3 doesn't do anything new. It takes the things that the iPad 2 does and it does them better. You know, a Retina display is a huge thing and a better camera is nice, but there's no feature that you're going to look at the iPad 3 and go, I wish mine could do that, but it can't because it's just a 2. So personally, I don't really see the point in upgrading from a second generation iPad to a third generation. Sure, if you got the first, sure, if you have a different tablet, then go for it, but of course that's just operating on these rumored speculations. So I'm just wondering how you guys feel about that, and do you think it's worth it to upgrade based on, you know, just the awesomeness of the Retina display and the A5X/A6 processor, or if you're hoping for Apple to pull out some big surprise feature before you commit to upgrading. So definitely make sure to check out Today's iPhone throughout the week for all of the latest iPad 3 news. We'll be doing a live vlog the day of the event, so you can keep up with that, and then we'll be doing reactions, videos, and then eventually hands-on and all that fun stuff. So if you're interested, which if you're watching this video you probably are, definitely stay tuned for that. Alright, and we move on. I just want to finish up with a little App Store news. Apple has been counting down to the 25 billionth application download, and they finally hit that goal this past week. The downloader of the 25 billionth app has yet to be named, but when that person does find out who they are, they will be getting a $10,000 prize for downloading possibly a free application, which is probably the best way to win $10,000. So check your emails, I guess. And in the spirit of that, Daniel has a quick review of an awesome walkie-talkie application called Voxer. Now this is great because it lets you send walkie-talkie messages as well as text messages and picture messages to any of your friends that have the application, and it's totally free. And if quick voice communication is your thing, I would definitely check this app out. Okay, well that's it for now, but it is certainly not the end of the news this week, so as I said before, please stay tuned to our YouTube channel and the website for all the latest iPad 3 information. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with a question of the day, and that is, What feature have you heard about or just maybe thought about would you be most surprised to see in the iPad 3? Would it be, a mini iPad? Would it be Siri? Would it be 4G? I want to hear what you guys are thinking. I personally, I would bet money on the fact that there will not be a iPad mini. So that's my opinion, but I want to hear yours in the comment section down below or on Twitter at @TIP_Jake. And I've been asking you guys these questions for a while now, and I get some really great responses. So starting next week, I'm going to highlight a couple of the best responses that I think, or some interesting ones, and also a couple funny ones. So leave your comments down below and you could be in the next video. The links for everything I talked about in this video are in the description down below. And thank you for watching, and I will see you very, very soon.